Hi everyone, it's Richard at altFINS. Today I will give you an update on LooksRare and what's ahead of us. There are some really critical events coming up on it, which could be buying opportunities, but you should be aware of it if you are involved. Now, you may know altFINS based on our superior technical analysis tools, market screener, pattern detection, automated pattern detection, and so on. But you may not know that we have also launched fundamental research reports recently that are more focused on long-term investing and finding truly gems, blockchain projects that could be 10x or 5x or 10x gainers over the next few years, and even over the next year or so. And so we are actually going to launch our second report. The first one was on LooksRare, which was 2 weeks ago, and it's done quite well. The second report was coming out next week, probably on Monday, will be released to our premium plan subscribers. And I do suggest you check it out and consider subscribing. We think this is a very unique, recently launched DeFi project. It already has a functioning product, has a growing user base and usage volumes, and also has an impressive backing by venture capitalists that have actually invested over $50 million into this company already. So we do think that this got all the marks of experienced management, great value proposition, great backing, and a huge market it addresses. And it's already proven itself in the marketplace as well. So if you're interested in getting this report, please do subscribe on our platform. And you can do that here under our subscription tab on the platform. Now, let's look at LooksRare. We launched this research report. We launched this research report shortly after LooksRare launched its platform on 10th of January this year. Now, what's LooksRare? LooksRare, a symbol looks, is an NFT marketplace. It's a marketplace for NFT, so non-fungible token, which are basically digital certificates for photos, pictures, images, various collectibles, and this market has exploded really in the last 22 years or so, particularly in the last 12 months, frankly. And LooksRare is essentially another marketplace that allows buyers and sellers of NFTs to exchange their collections or images. Now, LooksRare launched on 10th of January and launched with a very interesting approach, go-to-market approach, what they called the media dubbed vampire attack. What that means is that the major player in the NFT space is OpenSea, and LooksRare essentially offered all the major traders and sellers on OpenSea certain rewards and airdropped actually Looks tokens. So about 12% of the LooksRare tokens were airdropped to the OpenSea traders to attract them to LooksRare marketplace, to get them to list their images and list their collections on LooksRare marketplace, and essentially get some of the OpenSea users to migrate to LooksRare. And that's why they call it the vampire attack. A couple other very important distinctions versus OpenSea that could make the LooksRare platform sustainable or sustainable is that they charge lower fees than OpenSea. So they charge for every trade on the platform, they charge 2% fee, which is 0.5% less than OpenSea. But more importantly, LooksRare is completely decentralized versus OpenSea is not. And these fees that LooksRare charges, 100% of those fees go back to the owners of Looks tokens. the community, the users themselves benefit in forms of rewards. The rewards are paid out about half of the, or 50% of the rewards are paid out in wrapped Ethereum, and half of the rewards are paid out in Looks tokens. But the point is that all of the fees generated on the platform are shared back to the community, and that may make a big difference over time versus OpenSea. Now, OpenSea has been the dominant force. They've as you can see in this graph, throughout 2021, there was some competition from other NFT platforms, but OpenSea has crushed it and has become really 95% market share player in the NFT marketplace, up until just recently when LooksRare launched. As you can see in the green color here, LooksRare has been dominating in terms of volumes. Whether that's sustainable, we'll have to see, but initially they're off to a fantastic start, partly because of the vampire attack. The rewards they are rewarding or offering the major whale traders of NFTs. Now, the other thing that's interesting is that because of the reward structure and the 100% payout of the fees, a lot of the Looks tokens have been staked. In fact, about 50% in this purple color you can see. Overall, this is the supply distribution thus far since the launch about 2 weeks ago or so. But 50% of the tokens have been locked, and that's clearly very valuable and helpful in maintaining the Looks value or price stability, and potentially pushing the price higher as well, since staking essentially removes the supply of tokens out of the secondary marketplaces or exchanges. The other thing that we talk about in the report overall, looking at the market size overall, I mean, it's exploded. NFT volumes truly went up 1,000 times higher, from 87 or 86 million in 2020 to almost 20 billion in 2021. Just a huge increase, and the expectations are that maybe not this type of growth, but that this market will continue to grow into years ahead and expand into various art forms, and from music, films, and so on as well. And so here we can see actually how the NFT volumes progressed throughout 2021, which was really a breakout year for NFTs. It really spiked up in the September 2021 timeframe. Then we had a lull, and it's spiking back up. In fact, since then, exceeded those levels at the end of 2021 and beginning 2022. So NFT market is very healthy and rapidly growing market. So LooksRare is obviously going to benefit from these long-term trends as well. Now, overall, as I mentioned, OpenSea has been dominating, but recently, since LooksRare launched, we've seen volumes on LooksRare platform exceeding those of OpenSea platform. As you can see in this graph here, the green bars are volumes. So last day or so, for example, on 29th, $515 million worth of NFTs were traded or exchanged hands on LooksRare versus 132 on OpenSea. So they're crushing it. I mean, multiple times more on LooksRare than OpenSea. What they have been so far been able to do is attract the largest players, the largest sellers and buyers and traders of NFTs from OpenSea to their own LooksRare platform, clearly. And it's they've maintained that advantage over OpenSea since they launched 2 weeks ago or so. Now, there is also if we look at this graph here, it's clear that they've attracted some of the big whales and biggest traders, but not the numbers or large numbers of traders. As you can see, OpenSea in the blue bars here, just yesterday had 70,000 traders versus LooksRare only 2,000 traders. So while the volumes, or each trade is multiple times bigger on average than OpenSea, so the volumes are greater, the number of traders is still far smaller than OpenSea's. And so whether they can continue maintaining this trend is the critical sort of piece that we don't know. I think that the fact that they're sharing 100% of the economics with the Looks community, ownership, and token holders, I think gives them a huge advantage. The fact that OpenSea charges bigger fees as well plays into LooksRare advantage as well. Now, again, the rewards that are being generated by staking Looks token are still extremely high. So right now, those rewards essentially add up, which are again paid out half in WETH or wrapped Ethereum tokens and half about in Looks tokens. They add up to about 480 annualized percentage return, APR. So it's essentially, if you own Looks tokens and you stake them on their platform, you could be generating this kind of APR. Now, it's not a guarantee because it depends on the price of Looks, it depends on the price of ETH, but also on the reward scheme, and that will change over time. This APR was as high as 900% 2.5 weeks ago, so it's already gone down a fair amount, but it's still very, very attractive. It really means that you're generating 40% a month. Now, this is a very important data point, that the rewards that are scheduled, there's a schedule actually of rewards on the LooksRare website that we found here. And essentially what it tells us that after the 30 days, the certain reward amount will be halved. Okay? So after 30 days, essentially that's February 9th, will be a day when the rewards in Looks will be halved. Now, I think the APR will still be very attractive, but it is possible that there's going to be some knee-jerk reaction initially to this decline in rewards. And so if you own Looks or are looking to own it, this may be a day when you you should be aware of this event happening. Perhaps take some money off the table ahead of it and see what happens after that critical date of February 9th. And perhaps if there is a dip, could be an interesting opportunity to buy, because I do think that there's going to be still very attractive economics for the token stakers. And then the next sort of reward amount will last for the next 3 months or 90 days and so on and so forth. So that's important. Also, when we look at the valuation, we go over the valuation in our report, and we talk about that the largest player in the space, OpenSea, had just recently, in January in fact, raised a pretty large sum of money, 300 million, in a Series C funding at a 13 billion valuation from a pretty large or reputable venture capital firms, Paradigm and Coatue, among others. Now, when Paradigm and Coatue and these venture capital firms invest in private companies, they expect to have 5 to 10 multiple increase over the next 5 to 10 years, right? They don't invest to get a 50% increase or gain in the next few years, or 100% increase in the next few years. Really, they're looking for multiple baggers. And so it is reasonable to anticipate or expect that Paradigm and Coatue and other VCs investing in OpenSea expect that these valuation of 13.3 billion will increase as much as tenfold to 133 billion over the next few years. So having said that, when we look at the valuation comparison of LooksRare, at the current price is around $4.40, $4.50. It fluctuates, but the current market cap is about 660 million, which is far less the market cap of OpenSea. Now, OpenSea, of course, does not have a token, but based on the recent valuation in January, I think it's a fair comparison. If we look at the fully diluted capitalization based on all the potential future tokens to be released, we're still looking at only about a third valuation of third versus OpenSea when we compare LooksRare versus OpenSea, right? So there is a fair amount of upside potential, not to mention that overall the market's growing and overall the valuation of OpenSea will continue to rise, obviously. And so there's a huge opportunity for LooksRare if they can chip away some market share from OpenSea longer term, even after all the rewards have been slashed. If LooksRare maintains 10-20% market share, that is a huge opportunity for it that could be worth tens of billions of dollars. There is, interestingly, a precedent of this type of vampire attack when in August 2020, we discussed this in the report as well, SushiSwap did a vampire attack on the Uniswap incumbent in the decentralized exchange. Now, what's happened since then? Uniswap has maintained its dominance with 70% market share, but SushiSwap was able to chip away about 12% market share since then. And so there is actually a positive precedent to this type of vampire attack, which gives us some hope that LooksRare could end up at the end of when the dust settles with a 10-20% or maybe more market share over time. So that really wraps up our review and update on LooksRare. Again, we have a similar report that we're launching exclusively to our subscribers next week, probably on Monday, on another phenomenal DeFi play that I think has huge upside, near term in fact, as well as long term. If you'd like to get your hands on it early, please do subscribe to our platform plans and enjoy the benefits. If you have any questions, please email us at invest@altfins.com. Thank you.